3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, what's up guys? I just want to make some sort of interesting looking animal-esque skull. I don't know, sometimes I just get the notion to make interesting weird things. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put some ears on it, and the first thing I'm going to do is validate it, and I want to use drag. I'll turn symmetry on for now, and we're just going to like extend parts of it. So this will be like kind of where the nose is. There's always like, you know, maybe we'll have something here, maybe something a little bit there. This can be like where the eyes come out, maybe. Cheekbones. There's always like some sort of cheekbones that kind of come out. And then the jaw would be like sort of back here. So I'm just going to push that up for now. Maybe I'll pull this out a little bit. Something like that. So we'll push that up for now. And we want to make some depth on the head. A little bit of depth on the head like that. So we'll start out with something similar to this. We can actually, let's see, let me move this to the top. And let's rename this skull. I worked on another one before this, and I was like, I should record it. So now let's add a sphere. And we're going to mirror it. And with this, we'll just make like kind of ears type things. So maybe something like this. We can stretch it a little bit, kind of rotate it back. Kind of want them on the back of the head, give the skull a little bit of room. All right, so we'll validate those and we'll use move. We don't need symmetry because they're in a mirror. So now we should just like shape these. Maybe we'll shape them like this. Maybe you can pull, pull a little off the back there. If you want, you can make them like sort of like that, but I don't know if I want to do them with this. I think I want to keep it like more like this, but I think I want it to be a little bit sleeker. So I'm going to move these back, maybe put them, maybe stretch them a little bit more, move them a little bit closer, so the whole thing is a little bit more sleek. Kind of like that. It's kind of interesting and weird. It doesn't really look like a skull yet, so let's use layer. Layer is really cool. Also, right now I'm in matcap, and I should be in orthographic, which I'm not. I'll switch to orthographic. But matcap is just easier for me to see. That's why my clay looks like this. So I'm going to use layer, symmetry, and sub. And now we can sort of just make sub. And let's actually voxel remesh this skull. So we'll voxel remesh it. This is just a shortcut. So voxel remesh at 200. I'll just smooth it out real quick. It's good for now. So now we'll use layer, and it should be a little bit better. That's perfect. That's just what I wanted to do, something like that. And also the eyes will be something like this. Maybe we'll make them, maybe we'll do an extra, let's do an extra level. Probably could have did that with the nose too. Still can. Just make it a little bit smaller. So now there's a little more depth to the nose. Cool. And also, if you want, you can use drag, and you can sort of shape your eyes. Like if you want your eyes to look a certain way, you can do that. That's a bit helpful sometimes. Let's take clay, and on the skull, let's make some eye. Let's kind of bring this up a little bit. Maybe we'll add some here too, for like a nice jaw. Or not jaw, cheekbone type thing. So we'll add something there too. And let's use drag again, and let's drag this part up. Maybe we'll drag this back a little bit. I don't know. I'm not really sure why, but we'll drag that back. Maybe we'll, oops, maybe we'll sort of connect this a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. Maybe we want like some sort of bones back here or something I might put back there. So I'll add the little mounds so we can add them on later. Maybe we want a thicker head here. So maybe something like that. So now let's take the ears and the skull. So let's take the ears first and validate them. We don't have to name them. So we have ears and the skull. We'll voxel remesh. I'll do it around 250 just to be crazy. Ooh, that's weird. Interesting. So let's just smooth it and see what happens. We can always fix that. Make sure symmetry's on so it smooths the same on both sides. Ears are now connected. We have this funny lumpy shaped head, but that's actually not bad because I really like using the flatten tool. So we have to start thinking about where the teeth are going to go. So, and how the teeth are going to look. So I'm going to go like this. I'm just going to use clay and just make some areas that might make some shapes that might work for teeth. So maybe something like that could work. Can smooth it out. Maybe we'll just take drag and just maybe make it really small. Just kind of drag some depressions. And you can always drag the whole thing down a little bit. Maybe something like that will be interesting. So now the cool thing that I like to do, well, first I want to bring the nose out a little bit here. I kind of want to bring it out more, but I like the way it looks, but I mean, it looks kind of funny now, but let's see if we can use move and just kind of, I don't like it bent that way. I don't know if I can make it look good. It's kind of interesting. But anyway, so maybe I'll leave it. It looks kind of weird, but we'll see what we can do with it. So I like to take flatten, and I like to go around these edges with the flatten tool. It's one of my favorite things to do. It really can make a model look good because it just adds that plane for the light to hit really nicely. I do the same thing with eyes a lot. You see me do that with this part of the eyes. And I'll go down and like flatten this as well. Let's see, what else do I want to flatten? Let's flatten the cheekbone like that. And once you do that, you can also take pinch, and you can pinch around these parts to make them even more kind of like defined. Give them a really cool look. Very interesting, very weird. So let's add some teeth by just using a sphere and flatten it up. You can make it small, you can stretch it a little bit, mirror it. You can put it back, maybe you can turn it, and then you can kind of shape it to whatever the skull is. So I think that's kind of interesting. I think that's kind of cool. Got to think about the other teeth as well. So let's take this and clone it. Actually, we can just clone the sphere. And we'll put it in there. We'll turn it so they kind of line up. And we can validate that. And maybe let's take drag, and you can make this one maybe a little bit more fangy also in the with the original one. Oh, I didn't validate it. With the original one, you can sort of, you might want to like flatten it up or make them a little bit interesting, something like that, which I find pretty cool. Let's take these, or we can just add a new sphere. You can just add a new sphere, but then you just have to do all this again, which is not that difficult. Mirror it. Actually, no, we don't have to mirror it, I don't think, because it's already in a mirror. Because we included it in the mirror that we already had. So maybe this is just another I just want to get it like lined up with the other tooth. And it keeps looking like it's not lined up. There we go. So something really interesting like that. You can add some more spheres, and maybe these will be the same color as the teeth, just like all bone. So I'll just mirror. I don't need to mirror it. I keep forgetting. You don't need to mirror something if it's already in a mirror. So let's validate, and let's take drag. I think drag might be a little more suitable for this. So we'll drag, maybe we'll take flatten and just add some, dimension to it. And then you can sort of fix it up. You can maybe, if you want to angle it back a little bit, something like that, which I think is pretty cool. The ears too, we do have a lot of flat surfaces, so it might be cool to just take the ears and kind of flatten them. Might make it a little more interesting. And then also, you know what I always do? I like to add little eye dots. So we'll just use another sphere. This one is outside of a mirror, so we can mirror it. And, I always put these on my characters. Usually somewhere about there. We'll validate, and then we'll use drag to sort of make. I think it should be this way. Sure to make an interesting little shape. Here, there you go. You want sort of like a teardrop with a. Let's use smooth. That might help. You could also use flatten too to kind of sharpen it up a bit. But I think that's pretty good. And then you can take it off a line. Oh, that didn't work either. Oh well, you can move it down if you want it to be a little bit more aligned with the skin, or you can take flatten and you can sort of just lightly flatten the surface as much as you like. We don't really need that much showing, so maybe something like that works well. They're a little big, just the location of them. Yeah, so I think that's pretty interesting, pretty cool. So let's switch back to lit PBR. And of course, what I like to do is I have this like terracotta sort of color that I like to paint everything. Of course, I don't have any lights right now, so I'll just add a light there. And then we'll just do post-process so you can see. But yeah, I really love making stuff like this. Obviously, I might go in and, how do I get this? There we go. I might go in and color this. I might go in and maybe I'll add eyes. Maybe I'll make a character and then just make this the mask. Either way, I love making stuff like this. It's really easy and really simple. So I really like to see what you guys make. Be sure to tag me on Instagram or wherever. Let me know what you think. And yeah, just continue to make really cool stuff. Also, this is 361K, and you can always go into whatever it is later on and just decimate down. You can probably get this down to like 40K, 30K. So just remember to do that. And that's obviously here, decimate, and then you can like decimate each piece. It'll make painting easy. If you want to do like a blend, then decimate it and then like do the painting. But if you want really fine details, you got to keep it high res. All right, keep drawing, keep sculpting. I'll see you all in the next video.